All right, first I just want to thank Madison Square Garden for giving us the opportunity to play here, and St. John's for letting us play at the back of their doubleheader. Tremendous opportunity for our guys and ourselves as coaches. I grew up watching games here since I was a real little kid, back in the day before the Garden was even here. I remember those smoke-filled arenas, so for us to come on this floor and have a chance for our players to come and experience the magic that Madison Square Garden has to bring is just tremendous. And I'm really so proud of the effort they put out today, bouncing back from what was a real ugly game to play really, really well as a team and to work really hard for 40 minutes. I was super proud of their effort, and I'm just really happy to be here. Thank you.
Questions for the players?
Question for Momo, James. How's it feel to be back here in your home area after being over in the Pac-12 area, Pac-10, 12, Pac-12 area? How's it feel to be back home?
It feels great. I mean, I'm with my family, I'm with my friends, I'm with my brothers. You know, they hold me down every day. They make me feel comfortable. They make me feel like the decision that I made to come back home, was the best, possible decision, and it was. They showed it tonight.
Question. You seem like you won't play hard pretty much from the tip off all the way to the game's end. I mean, is that pretty much the statement from you? I mean, how you say is that the tone that your coach sets? And have you seen y'all making want to run through the conference and how does he potentially go to the big dance?
Yeah. I mean, he does his best job at trying to get us to practice like that every day. We wanted to come out today, like he said, after a nasty loss up at Hofstra. We wanted to come out today and set a statement, and I think we did that pretty well.
Scott, I know it's early in the second half of the season, but how good can this team be? I mean, it looks like you guys have something special going here.
We have a lot of potential, and Coach keeps preaching that, and he keeps preaching hard work. And I mean, as you guys see, hard work pays off, and that's what happened today on the court. And we have a lot of potential. We have so many weapons. You see how Sean went off today and Jermel off the bench, both of them, and stepped it up big time for us. And as far as putting the ball in the basket, and then once they started putting it in, then Momo started going, and everybody else started going. And we just have so many pieces. It's sky's the limit, honestly.
Sean, can you just talk about your performance? You set a conference record with the 10 threes you made today. Just how you feeling out there?
Feels good. Somebody told me on the bench when I hit the one to pass his record, and then from there I just kept going. It starts in practice, getting shots up. As our coach assigned, we're working hard every day, like Scott said. And it went from shooting gun this morning, and it went over tonight in the game.
Sean, did you know this morning when you were at shoot-around that you were going to have a night like this?
No.
He did extra shooting before the shoot-around.
Yeah, I came in a little early, got some shots up, and routine stuff. Tonight, I hit more than usual, and I'm happy about it, and we got a good W.
How does it feel to do that on this kind of stage at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, that's something I'm really happy about. My friends and family here, and Madison Square Garden, there's no better place to do that.
Scott, how much have you talked to your teammates about sacrifice, considering you guys have so many different weapons, and on any given night so many different guys can be the top scorer?
A lot. I like to keep preaching teamwork. So, I mean, if we keep passing the ball to each other and we all keep shooting shots and everybody's getting, and we're winning as a team, that's the happy moment of everybody together. It's not only individual happiness, but everybody gets to play and everybody contributes to the wins. So that's what it is.
How early in the season did that dialogue start?
It started from the beginning. Coach been preaching that from the beginning.
I know Coach is.
But I mean, for the players, the players picked it up pretty early. I mean, today proved it a lot.
Anything else for the players? One more?
I see, Scott, you see that you and Coach have a history. I mean, I see here that you were on the St. Mary's team. I mean, how you say, it's no secret that you all were very successful on that level. I mean, how instrumental have you been as far as bringing this, helping like your teammates who may not be as familiar with the system that he coached years ago? How instrumental are you as far as like helping to convey that to the rest of your teammates?
My freshman year over there, I was practically just learning. I was on the #1 team in the country with Coach, and I was the last point guard on that team, and I was just learning. And when he came here, he just set the system, and I already knew most of the stuff. So, and then, I mean, I just emphasized it and took it in, and then just passed it on to the team. They picked it up pretty well, so.
Okay, thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach, I actually do remember you at St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And let me say, as far as like on the next level, I mean, how instrumental is playing a game like this? As far as how does that help you as far as recruiting? How you say players that how you say give you I don't know, a little bit more exposure.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you said. It gives us exposure on a big stage, and we got to come to Madison Square Garden and play in front of our fans and in front of people who stayed over from the St. John's game just to watch maybe a half of it and liked our style of play. And the fact that we can show recruits that we're playing at the Garden, that we're playing a real tough schedule, and we're very successful in it, and the style of play that we have, I think guys are going to want to come and play for us and play the style we play. I think it's a fun game to watch. It's a fun game to be a part of, and our guys are so unselfish. I think you have to root for them.
Tim, how much does having guys like Jermel and Sean make the competition and practice of the wings that much better and make everybody in that position so much sharper every day?
You know, it's a double-edged sword, because a lot of times in practice we think our defense stinks, and sometimes it's just that the offense is very good, because we'll be breaking our butts out there, and one of them will get a little bit of space and knock down a three. I think the biggest challenge for us as a team is to get them to consistently understand they have to play defense too, and not just shoot the ball every time, and what a good shot is, and try to find a rhythm that way. And I think as the season's moving along, I think the roles are becoming defined a little bit more, and guys are getting more comfortable in what we do offensively and defensively. But I think that's the kind of team that we like to have, and the players we like to recruit are guys who can play that way.
Coach, you talk about 6-3 on this road trip. You haven't been home in over a month, and now you're finally going back to play.
I think, yeah, we're 7-3 actually, but who's counting? 7-2, I think.
Right, 7-2.
But who's counting? No,
I
I don't know what home is. I think it's just a practice facility now that we get to use once in a while. Really looking forward to playing home on Friday night in front of our crowd and our little environment of the gym. But to me, this was a highlight. But yeah, it's been a long road trip. I give our guys a lot of credit. Almost every game they brought it. I would have, obviously, as a coach, you want it to be every game, but reality is sometimes you learn more from a loss. And this taught me a lot about our team today, because I didn't know how they would respond. Would we be that team that played against Hofstra, which I hadn't seen all year, or would we come back and play with a greater passion and energy? And I thought they responded very well to that tonight.
With all these great scores, has it been a challenge sometimes to try to figure out the right combination as a coach?
You know, I think it's a challenge in the fact that I'm like a little bit old school, and I think you have to earn certain things, and I hold guys accountable constantly. So a guy may play, like Sean might do what he did today, and you may see he played 3 minutes in the next game, and it's not probably because he didn't play well in the game. It's whether or not he's working the next 2 or 3 days of practice hard enough and doing what every other teammate is supposed to do. And so I kind of reward that way. I'm just going to play you because you're good. You have to work hard to get playing time. And it is difficult when everybody's playing well, but it's a nice luxury to have. I thought tonight we were able to really get a flow going, not just with our starters, but with our bench, and get guys in and out. And for the first time, I think I got Momo and Scott a little bit more rest than they're used to, because the confidence I have in the other guys, understanding what we're doing and starting to compete more, is growing. So the more that grows, it's a good problem to have.
Tim, no coach wants to go through a loss, but considering the quality wins that you had during this road trip and the momentum that you were building, in some ways, from a coach's perspective, are you happy about what happened against Hofstra, even though you don't want to take a loss?
Not in my backyard, no, I'm not happy about that at all.
But in terms of being able to refocus, getting ready for the MAC, can somebody take some positives out of that?
Yeah, we positively practiced for 7 hours the next day. It was the one positive. That's what Scott was used to, so it did make it easier when he told our guys, bring your lunch and dinner, because it's going to be a long day. So having someone who's been through that, I think, really helped. But I understand I'm being a little bit of a wise guy with it, but I understand where you're going. I hate losing. And I hate losing the way we lost. I can understand it. If we competed and they beat us, great. Now, they played very well, but we didn't compete for half a game, and we did uncharacteristic things, and we got selfish. So tonight, to see that unselfishness back and the effort back were the two most important things I was looking for. But I guess getting us more focused with the loss helped get our team more focused again.
Coach, what did the team show you tonight that you think they learned from the Hofstra?
That they better play defense, they better box out. If they want to play, they have to hustle all the time. That sharing the ball is our most important trait as a team. and that is what we do really well. When we do that, we have an opportunity to beat anybody. When we don't do that, and we're sloppy with the basketball or selfish with the basketball, we can lose to anybody.
It's all about Glover's development. He's more of a complete player.
You know, I don't think Mike offensively got a lot of touches tonight, but he's out there blocking shots and rebounding and, you know, defending the paint, where a year ago, I didn't even want him in that spot because I'd be afraid to be out of the game in foul trouble. And now he's learning to do that and get a second and third shots without fouling. He's putting the ball on the ground. He's making some nice passes. I think he's growing as a player. He's got a 15-foot game now, but he hasn't really brought that into play yet, and I really want him to start looking for that as we go along in the season, because I think it's something that's even going to open things up more. And I just think he's one of those guys you'd love to coach, because when you're in practice, you can get to Mike and you can talk about like a shooting game. If you're Mike, you're playing against Michael Jordan right now. Every basket you make, you get one, he gets two on the miss, and a big smile comes to his face. There's not many 22, 23-year-olds that you can reach to that way who have such a passion for the game that they're like, great, I'm going to beat him, then I'm going to beat you, coach, or beat somebody else. Playing a shooting game that's helping him get better, yet still just a passion and love of being on the floor and playing basketball like, you know, all of us as players had at one point in our life, and some of us still have for our whole lives. It's great to see that.
Anything else for Coach?
Well, Coach, you talk about unselfishness with your players, and certainly a lot of humility with the guys that were up there earlier. A signature win in an environment like this. Anything wrong with a little swagger with?
There's nothing wrong with it as long as you demonstrate it the right way and that you're not boasting in any way, but you're proud of what you do. And you hold yourself to a high standard, and that's what we try to hold ourselves to. So I want them to be confident, yet quietly confident, to be honest with you. I want them to believe in themselves, but there's a fine line between believing in yourselves and being obnoxious, and I never want us to cross that line.
Last question? Good?
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.